Before you start judging and making assumptions about someone, I want you to stop and think to yourself, how would that person feel if you said something? And I want you to remember that we all go through different things, even things that no one knows about. Let me explain. If you see someone who wears old clothes, has a low-paying job, lives in a tiny old apartment, and has a piece of junk as a car, you may think that they're poor. But what if they want to be near home? And you know that transportation nowadays is super expensive, depending on the distance from A to B and then B to A. Somebody may have a family member who's ill or has a development disorder, and someone needs to be there to help and to take care of them. Or they may as well be successful, but they're living life smart. They're saving money by living in an apartment and having a used car instead of spending so much money into a huge mansion and then digging themselves into debt. But if you see someone who wears the most expensive clothes, has the newest car, and lives in a nice big house, you may think that they're rich and they have everything going easy for them. But that's not always the case. You see, some people have never worked a day in their life, so they don't know what it's like to work hard and actually earn money to become as successful. Some people have super rich parents that they had everything given to them, while others actually worked hard to get to the success level that they are today. But just because someone is successful, it does not mean that they don't have any personal issues going on. You see, like I said before, someone may have super successful parents, but they may be very busy at work that they never get the chance to see each other. They never get the chance to have any family time. Somebody may live in a nice big house, but they live there alone, and that's super lonely. Some people are jealous. They want to be popular. They want people to like them. They want to have friends. So they're going to start doing certain things and pretending to be someone they're not because they don't want to feel invisible. They don't want to be the person that doesn't have any friends. Next, if you see someone who's overweight, you may think that they're lazy and all they can do is eat, especially junk food and sugar. But what if they have a medical condition and they need to take medicine that makes them gain weight? And if you see someone who's underweight, you may think that they're sick. But what if they don't feel beautiful? They think that they need to be skinny to be beautiful. So they're gonna cut out all the sugars, all the junk foods, and start fasting to become skinny and feel beautiful. Just so you know, we're all beautiful no matter what. And also, like I said before, they may have a medical condition. And some people may stay the same height their entire life. Next, there are some people who will think others as a menace to society. Like, if you see a homeless person, you may think that they're too lazy to get a job. Or they may use the money to buy alcohol and drugs. But what if they used to run a very successful business, but then it got burned down in a fire, that they lost everything? Or what if they had a very bad childhood and got kicked out of their house? Nowhere to go, with no money, they ended up on the streets. And they can go days without eating, taking a shower, drinking water. And that is very sad. And we all need to be healthy, whether homeless or not. Then, if you see someone who's goth, you may think that they're getting themselves into trouble, that they're a bad person. But just so you know, just because someone is goth, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're a bad person. Maybe they're just trying to be themselves. Or, like I said before, they may have had a tough childhood. Like, what if they had addicts as parents? They lost their jobs, they can't afford to pay their bills, that they're gonna change their whole appearance. And then, if you see someone who's been convicted, obviously we're all gonna think that they're a criminal, they're a murderer, they robbed a bank, they're selling drugs, whatever it is. And they're gonna spend years in prison. But just because someone has a criminal record, it doesn't mean that they cannot turn their life around. Because we all can turn our lives around, even in the most beautiful ways. Now, my point in all this is that you should always be kind, because you never know what someone else is going through.